how are you doing? This is Pastor Cheryl. This is a continuation of our Bible study. We've been going through the Synoptic Gospels and the Gospel Parallels, and which was a book that I had to have in undergrad and graduate school both. And so anyway, we'll be going through Matthew, Mark, and Luke. This is what we're doing today. And as you can see, some have gaps, other gaps, and this one's got most of it, and this one has got the end. So we're going to go through this today. It's like a little homily or Bible study. Luke 4:40 through 41. And I will have the scriptures written down for you in the descriptions, so you can look at them. Now when the sun was setting, all those who had anything that were sick with various diseases brought to him. Then there's a gap. And the whole city was gathered together about the door. And it continues on. And he healed many who were sick with various diseases and cast out many demons. Luke says pretty much the same thing. But then there's a gap. And demons came out of many, crying, "You are the Son of God." But he rebuked them and would not allow them to speak, because they knew that he was the Christ. Now we have a gap here. There's a gap here. But this one has got the end. This is Matthew. This was to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet Isaiah. He took our infirmities and he bore our diseases. Now it's interesting, this one, and he would not permit the demons to speak because they knew him. Okay. I'm trying to think of something I could put together that's similar that kind of illustrates something. When I started wearing my clergy shirt, and this is kind of a lightweight version of it, on the city bus, because I had to go places, like I had a friend that was in prison or jail, and she needed someone to appear in court with her. And so I would get on the bus, and at first, everybody seemed surprised. I mean, I use the city bus. And everyone seemed very surprised, like, "Oh, wow, a clergy person getting on the city bus, wow." And there was always some nutcase way in the back that was be yelling at me. And was obviously possessed. Obviously had a demon in him. And he looked like a homeless man, and he was just, out of his mind, and he would start yelling at me. And this kind of continued for a while until I learned just to take the plastic tab out. But I didn't want to cast out the demon in the presence of all those people, because it could be dangerous to them. And I could bleed the blood of Jesus over, but I don't know where their heads are at. I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of people on the bus, like 50 of them, and they're all observing this behavior of him seeing a clergy person and saying crazy stuff, saying really crazy stuff. "I know who you are." Yeah, weird. And later on, the bus driver apologized, and she said that he had been a problem in the past. It seems to me that Jesus was going through something similar. And I, for some reason, as a clergy person, I feel like I'm doing the same stuff that Jesus did. Organizing group dinners, putting together sermons. I mean, he never had YouTube. He would have loved that. Like, hey, wow, you talk on your phone and you plug it in and thousands see it, all over the world and the United States. And he would have loved that. Yeah. Be easier, like, hey, stay here in the air conditioning. We'll just do the sermon from here. But anyway, that's a similar thing. And healing people of various diseases. We would like to start having healing and worship services out at the meditation garden. And I have a friend who's kind of a faith healer. And we'll see how that works. She's a faith healer. And right now I'm trying to get the area churches, because that's a black area of town, was originally where the black settlers came from the Underground Railroad and settled there. And so they still have some churches there that are affiliated with, like, the NAACP and that sort of thing. And I have invited them to the meditation garden, because some of those churches do not have yards. They don't have land around their church. In fact, there's no place to park. And so I just thought, well, let's invite them. They might, especially on a hot day of today where it's 91 degrees out, there might be somebody who would want to walk down there, just kind of enjoy the day, because it's a little cooler in the shade. It's a little cooler down there. And some people like the outdoors. I know I enjoy it down there. So why be selfish? We have it open, the meditation garden, to the public, usually during the day, daylight hours. During COVID, when all the churches were closed, we had that meditation garden open 24/7 for prayer. It's the right thing to do. I ran ads all over town. I'm now discovering that people saw them and went down there, even though the neighbor says, no one ever goes back there. Yes, they did. It's just the guy next door wasn't home all the time. He just didn't pay attention. And so anyway, this will end for today's session. Tomorrow we've got a little section here, Jesus departs from Capernaum. And we will discuss that little section there. Here. Notice I keep copious notes. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's interesting. Many times some of these verses will replace the word demons with illnesses. They turn them around. So if one of these will say demons, and this one will say diseases. So it's interesting to pick through when they're talking about the sick. Some will say demons, and some will say the sick. And it'll go through like that. Back then, they thought that illnesses were caused by demons. And today, now we've got bacteria, viruses, other things. But anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.